So welcome to my yoga channel. I'm Carly. So for today's brief practice, we are moving through a gentle vinyasa, and I want to really focus on our pranayama, so our breath work, and how we can use our breath as an anchor. So we'll be mainly moving at a grounded low level, and it's all about finding a sense of stillness and a quiet quality in these very subtle pauses, just to really check in with how you're feeling and maybe give yourself time to switch off a little and fill up your tank of energy. So prop wise, I have two blankets, so one that's a little bit light and then another that is more weighted and heavy. So the light blanket will be for my head and my upper spine, just as a little bit of support. And the thicker blanket I'm using as a bolster because I don't have one. So rolling it up. Now, optional is 2 foam blocks. If you don't have foam blocks, you could get 2 books at a similar height. And this will just sort of resemble a bolster even more. So this will give a little bit of elevation, and we are going to start in Shavasana. So stepping the heels forward, and of course if you don't have any of these, just bring yourself to the ground, blanket down. Your bolster, your blanket is underneath your knees, and just walk your hands back, roll down through the spine. Open your palms, have a little wriggle, get rid of that urge to move and fidget. And without changing the breath, just let the body arrive. Notice how your body weighs into the ground. And just in your own time, begin to scan from the top of your head. So softening through the forehead. The eyes are heavy. Checking that there's space between the teeth, that the tongue is relaxed. Maybe on your next exhalation, you can visualize and feel the air traveling down through the throat into the chest. And that air pushing downwards lightly presses the shoulders down and apart. As you move down through the chest into the belly, starting to deepen that breath. Actively, as you breathe, lifting up through the front body, in that lower area of the belly, into the side ribs and into the back body. So it's a 360 space that you are taking up with your breath. Pelvis is heavy. And just notice if you're holding here, can you release a little more? Can the hips open? Just feel the knees lifted away from the ground. This elevation, giving a little extra support to your lumbar spine. So if you have any injuries, any sort of tender places within this area, it's a nice thing to do for your body. And then trace down through the legs into the toes. Draw the knees into the chest. Maybe keep the eyes closed. Wrap the arms around the shins and then just rock from side to side. So you're massaging out the spine. Maybe move the head from side to side. And then place the feet back down to the ground. You might need to elegantly shuffle the blocks and the bolster away. Plant the feet hip width apart, palms down. So you have an option, you can maybe keep that blanket or remove it. I'll actually choose to remove it. Inhale, press into the heels, press into the palms and the lower and upper arms. And already feel your glutes activate, opening up the hip flexors and lifting up. Perhaps you stay here or you move a little further. And then exhale, roll down through your spine. Take that one more time. Notice if the knees wobble out. Imagine as you inhale that you're squeezing the thighs in. Lifting up and then exhale, rolling down. Inhale, flex through that right foot. Press up to the sky. Either have the knee soft or extend. Turn the right toes out slightly and cross over to the left thigh. And I want there to be a dual action here of that right heel pressing into the left thigh and the left thigh pressing into the heel. Rock from side to side. Perhaps you stay here or inhale, reach through the fingers, interlace them behind the left thigh. The left thigh floats away from the ground and exhale, draw in. This is a great one for the hamstrings, for the piriformis, to really get that side stretch along the glutes. Exhale, release that left foot down. Just stretch the right foot up one more time. Take 2 circles maybe from the right and then reverse moving through the left. Point the toes and then flex, peeling those toes back, and we'll take that one more time. Plant that foot down. Inhale, extend the left up. Turn those toes out and then cross over to the right. Start to rock from side to side. And just make sure that you're not arching and lifting away. So draw that belly button down. Perhaps stay here or come to stillness. Inhale, reach through the hands, interlace around the right thigh. Toes peel away from the ground. Exhale, draw in. And then let that right foot release down, extend through the left, take the circles from the left side, and then repeat through to the right. So the toes, the feet often get a little bit neglected, so this is a nice thing to do. Point, flex, sort of the articulation of the toes of the feet. Bring that left foot down, roll over onto any side, extend that bottom arm and press away from the ground. We'll come to a cross-legged position and use your blanket. So this will elevate the hips. So they'll be higher than the knees and then they can sort of open and release down. And then we'll take a little bit of breath work. So my suggestion is to inhale for 4. So you close off the lips, inhale through the nose. With the lips still closed, exhale for 6. If this feels like it triggers a sense of anxiety, or maybe you feel a little panicky, then even if that's a word, if you start to panic, and then take that to 4 breaths for your exhalation. So we'll take 1 cycle of breath, inhale, exhale, and we'll begin for 4 rounds. So roll the shoulders, feel your sit bones press into the ground, lift up through the spine. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Feel the breath move to every part of your body. And exhale. Feel that contraction, that softening quality in the muscles, but we don't collapse in our spine. Inhale. Interlace the hands behind the base of the skull even. Open up the elbows. The thumbs lightly press into the neck, so there's that idea of just gently lifting up. Inhale and exhale. Bow the chin forward, the elbows move forward. So we're just getting into that neck. Inhale, open up. So feel that expansion across the chest, but we're not flaring into the ribs. And exhale, curve forward. Inhale, open up just 2 more times. Feel that life and energy in your body, and then exhale, curve forward. Inhale, open up and just bring the arms to cactus. Inhale, reach with the right hand, the left fingertips come to the ground. Exhale, we stretch over. There's power from that right hip point, that line of energy right through to the fingers. Inhale, come back through center to cactus. Exhale, the right fingertips come down, reach through the left. Take that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And let's make our way into an all fours position. And then we're just going to lightly just bring some energy to that lower body. So I like to tuck my toes, but this is up to you, whatever feels right. And we'll take just 4 cat-cows. So in this posture, the shoulders are stacked above the wrist points, hips above the knees, and pressing, pushing away from that ground. Draw that front body, so the belly in to meet the back body. Inhale, lift the heart. Float and look up, and then exhale, press away, round through the spine. Inhale and exhale. Come back to a neutral spine. Perhaps untuck that left toe and then extend onto the right toes and just rock backwards and forwards. So waking up that back body, that line of energy traveling up through the heel into the calf, into the hamstrings. Come back to all fours, and then we'll take that to the left side. So come onto the left toes, rock backwards and forwards. Notice if you collapse into your wrists. That's quite a common thing I see when I teach. And collapsing in the shoulder blades as well. And then we're just going to do my favourite posture, which is a toe squat. So tuck those toes. And actually something that I can show you with your blanket. If you struggle with this, the sort of flexibility and mobility in your toes, you can come up onto your blanket. So this essentially means that the ground is lifted closer to you. And then just walk your hands in. Maybe they stay here. Maybe they come just to sort of the top of the knees, or maybe they walk up and lift. Breathe into those toes. And then inhale, float the arms up, interlace the fingers, but the index fingers push up. So feel strength in this mudra. And then exhale, bring the hands down back to all fours and then just tap out the toes. Remove the blanket from underneath the knees, and we're going to finish in a kneeling posture. So you can, if you have tightness in your quads, bring the blanket now underneath between your knees and your hamstrings, the back of your thighs, and release down. So this will give you a bit more elevation. Roll the shoulders. And can you find that connection, that stillness that potentially you found in Shavasana at the start of the practice in this seated posture? Notice how these very simple movements perhaps has cleared your mind, and maybe you feel a bit more freedom in the body, but also maybe you haven't felt a change at all, and that's also fine. Letting that breath become natural. Inhale, draw the hands to prayer at heart center, and then exhale, bow the head forward. Perhaps finishing the practice with an intention. So this quality that you found within your practice, can you take it outside? And then inhale, lift the head and open the eyes. So thank you for flowing with me in that very brief, gentle practice. I hope you feel some lightness from within, but like I said, perhaps, you feel exactly the same, and that's fine. It's just a case of showing up for yourself and noticing those changes. I think the more time you carve out to practice, even if it's 5 minutes a day, you become more aware of changes. That might not mean anything to you, that was a little bit rambly, but you might know what I mean. If you enjoyed my practice, if you liked my style as a teacher, please subscribe below, and I'll be uploading a lot more videos. So thank you for flowing with me.